Yeah, I had to get one of the dog masks. um, what's up, Eagles Nation? Um, wow. Um, it's still so surreal. It is. I thought, what better way to cap off the 2017, 2018, not just Philadelphia Eagles, but Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, season of the Fan Series, season 4 now just wraps up, then to do it on parade day. Today, obviously, was the championship parade for the Eagles in Philly. I was there with my buddy Mark M. We were there just outside City Hall in Dilworth Plaza, as the just waiting there for hours with the. I can't even get a count of how many people were there. Thousands of people probably in that area. Of course, I mean, millions of people showed up for this parade, and you all, I mean, it was what you always thought it would be. It was incredible. Saw them come by. Some of the players actually got off the buses and were running by, high fiving, the fans, and I mean, boy, what an incredible moment that was, and to see the Lombardi Trophy there. Doug Peterson was holding it up on the first bus, and um, yeah, it's everything that always imagined it would be, and what a great day for it. The looks on everyone's faces, basically going to the parade and at the parade or leaving the parade, they all have the same look, and I'm sure we had it too. It was just pure joy. And it was also relief that they finally did this. um, listen, you never know what to expect in a season. As any fan knows, you go through the seasons, good or bad, and you root for the team, and you always hope that season's going to be the year, particularly for a team like the Eagles who hadn't won a Super Bowl yet, a championship. They had 3 NFL championships, but not a Super Bowl championship, and that one was very elusive. So going into a season, you just never know what to expect out of it. You hope for the best, but you just don't know. And like I've said before, and I guess now it's 100% fulfilled, that I've seen everything you can see with this team. I said this before the season, everything that you can imagine. Good seasons, bad seasons, miraculous games, playoff runs, disappointment in the playoffs, everything besides winning that championship. And as you saw in the last video, which I was happy I filmed it, I honestly did not know if I was going to or not. I was just so into the game, and it just, for whatever reason, it just got into my head. Let me film this, at least for the last 3 minutes of the game, as the Eagles are driving there and down a point. And I'm so glad I did, because it was awesome to see it afterwards, because you get so kind of lost in it that you don't really know how you're reacting to it till you see it later. And yes, I know it was Brandon Graham that caused that got the strip sack, and yes, it's not Justin Long, it's Chris Long. But you know what? Sometimes in a moment where you're so excited, you get stupid, and that was just that was an oops on my part, but I was just so freaking excited at that moment. I mean, it's still just how that game went. I mean, even though it occurred last Sunday, it still feels like a dream. And just how it happened. And not just winning the Super Bowl, but beating the Patriots to do it. I mean, and that is how you play the Patriots in a Super Bowl. That is exactly how you play them. You gotta go all out. You cannot let the foot off the pedal. And you know what? This will never be said enough in this town. Thank you so much to this team. Thank you so much for doing this. For giving us something that we've always wanted, and something that we always knew this team could do. even though all the fans of the other teams, particularly in the NFC East, kept telling us over and over and over again that we're never going to do it. The Eagles are, well, we got rings and you don't, and Lombardi trophies and you don't, and this and that and the other thing. And it just, you know what? I'm not happy that the Eagles won because other people told me that they were never going to win. I'm happy for them. I'm happy to see them win because I'm an Eagles fan. And I've been an Eagles fan since 1993. And I've been rolling with this team every year and thick and thin. And yeah, I mean, but you hear it from the other fans. And I guess that's why the emotion was there at the end, as Jason Kelsey nicely put today. Maybe he saw my video. I don't know. By the way, that's one of the all-time great championship speeches. Jason Kelsey going off on people. It was just, it was something that just came out. It's like, you know what? We've been told for so long that we're never going to do this. So, it just felt right to say what I said afterwards and give a nice little one-fingered salute. Doug Peterson, amazing job. I mean, look, any coach that can outcoach Bill Belichick in a Super Bowl, I mean, my goodness, what a great performance that was. And, of course, Nick Foles. It can never be said enough. And look, Carson Wentz is the franchise quarterback. He's going to be the franchise quarterback here for a number of years, and hopefully he stays healthy. Hopefully he recovers from the ACL, and hey, congrats to him for getting engaged, too. The Eagles just had a really good week. But Nick Foles, it's not a small thing. You know what he did. Coming in like that, and the playoff run, and the Super Bowl, and, I mean, going throw for throw with Tom Brady, the GOAT, and, oh, by the way, catching a pass where Tom Brady couldn't exactly do that. It's just, what a ballsy performance that was in that game. And, boy, did they play well. Defensively, they had, they gave up some drives and some points, but you know what? What has this team done all year? And what do championship teams do? When you need to make a play at the biggest moment in the game, they made a play. And Brandon Graham with that strip sack, that will go down in the history books, not just for the Eagles, but for the NFL history books for years to come, forever. It's a part of history. Everything about that game, and you talk about emotions at the highest level, and you saw that. I mean, those last 3 minutes of that game, 3 minutes and change, I mean, all the emotions ran the gamut right there, and I was just, I'm just glad I got it on film. I really am, because I almost didn't. I was just so into the game, so in tune. I'm like, oh yeah, I probably should film some of this for my season of the fan series, and hey, if I can actually capture the moment where the Eagles actually win a Super Bowl, something I've been waiting for. It's like the dream, actually coming true. It has to be caught on film. Listen, I can go on forever about, everything that's happened, everything that happened, in that game and today at the parade. But I kind of, I don't want to make this vid too long. And there's really nothing that I can say that hasn't been said already by the hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of Eagles vloggers who, take to social media and make their videos. You know what? Bottom line is it's just a feeling of pride. And I'm just proud of this team. These guys are just such a bunch of likable guys. There's really no drama. There's no baggage with this team. It's a team that fought against all odds with all those injuries. And that's how I knew that they were. That's how I just had a feeling that this is just the right Philadelphia Eagles team to win it. Because it's not perfect. And it's like Philadelphia, they carried that underdog mentality, particularly once we got to the playoffs and they were the home dogs every game. The way they embraced that, the way they embraced this town, this fan base, identified with them. And I'm not saying other Eagles teams didn't, but just how they did it, it's just so perfect for this town. And I think that's part of the reason that, look, we would have been excited anyway, whatever Eagles team won the Super Bowl first. But I think it's, and with all due respect to the others, I just think it's right that this team did it. Again, no disrespect to the other Eagle teams in the past, particularly the teams that got to a Super Bowl, the '80 Eagles and the '05 Eagles. But there was just something about this Eagles team. And I think that's part of the reason why you see so many people so excited for them. It's not just that it's our first Super Bowl. It's just that it's that team. That team captured the hearts of this town. And they'll go down forever for doing that. And you saw that at that parade today, which, by the way, it has to go down as the greatest, Super Bowl parade in the history of Super Bowl parades. That was just incredible. What emotion. Everything that kind of went with it. But like I said, this team got it. This team understood this town. This team understood the mentality of this town, the underdog mentality, the whole, everyone against us type deal. And they embraced it, and they let it all out in the playoffs. And what a moment that was. Not just to capture their first Super Bowl title in franchise history, but to just be celebrated the way they were today, and just to take it all in and enjoy that. Because they earned it. They deserved it. It was an incredible day. It was a great capper, to the Super Bowl championship. And I'm just so happy. You can't understate this. I'm just so happy, and relieved to finally see this team win a Super Bowl. Not just see them win a Super Bowl, but to go to that parade. Take part in something I've always wanted to do. That meant so much, not just to me, but to all of Eagles Nation. And you can really tell, again, by the looks of everyone's faces down there, young and old, how much it meant. This means everything to this town. This is a football town, make no doubt about it. We love our other teams. We're happy for their great moments. We celebrate them as well. Even the teams that don't win it, we do celebrate and have fond memories of. But this is a football town first and foremost, and the Eagles have always mattered here. They'll always matter here. It doesn't take championships for them to matter either. This is a fan base that has cared about this team for so long, and has gone through so much with them. And you know what? To get it, and to win, and to experience everything that kind of came with it, I just think it's something you can't even put into words what it means, besides pride. And at the end of the day, no one can ever tell us anymore about championships, about what we don't have, because now we do. And I got a shirt right here with the ring, with a ring on it, and I wanted to make sure that I got another shirt that had the other thing that we were missing for so long on it, with the Lombardi Trophy. I wanted to make sure, above all else, I got a shirt with the Lombardi Trophy on it, and a shirt with the with a championship ring. It's not the exact mock-up of the ring they're gonna have, but it is a championship ring, because that's the things that people are like, you're never gonna have this, you're never gonna have that. Well, now we do. How you like that? It's just the little things. It's like I was always looking forward to wearing a championship hat for the Eagles, a Super Bowl champions hat for the Eagles, and there it is. It's just something that, everything that kind of goes with it, Even watching NFL Network the other day, they were saying this weekend they were going to do a marathon of the recent Super Bowl champions, and now the Eagles are a part of it, and the America's game next year that comes out. Oh boy, what an amazing one that's going to be. I keep wondering who's going to narrate it, because they usually get some celebrity to narrate it. I wonder if it's going to be Stallone. That would be pretty fitting, I think, if Rocky could could narrate that. But my goodness, I mean, you know what? It's just something that we've waited for so long, and and I see all the celebrities that had their videos up too, Kobe and Will Smith and of course, Mike Trout was at the game, and Bradley Cooper, and Kevin Hart, and all. You know, Eagles Nation spans wide reaches, and I saw there was another great video out there of a guy who was a newscaster in Oklahoma City, and you know his reaction to it on air, about to do the Oklahoma Thunder game highlights or whatever, and he just started breaking down. That's how all you have to do is watch the videos and see how much this means to us, because it really means a lot. You know, I'm not saying that it vindifies being a fan of a team to win a championship, because you're a fan because the team means something to you. You know, you're a fan, which is short for fanatic, and the team it means something to you to be a fan of the team. You know what? But to win a championship, that is something that you just can't put into words. And I remember the '08 Phillies parade, and that was a tremendous parade. That was my first championship parade, and now I have an Eagles Super Bowl championship parade, and boy, oh, excuse me, boy, was that something. And that was something that I just always wanted to be a part of, and I was so glad, to be there today with my buddy Mark. Excuse me, Mark M. What a great day. It was just like one of those things where everything kind of worked perfectly for it too. And we had a great time. We were in with a lot of people. It's amazing how many people they can cram into a city. That was something. I know I speak from all Eagle fans who were there today. Boy, just something we'll never forget. And I do have, actually, I want to show it to you. I have a little keepsake from the parade. Oh, it's over here. And yes, I did have the picture of Paul and me in my pocket, just like I did in '08 with the Phillies. But little confetti from the parade, just like I had from '08, and I'll always, hold on to it. Just, and of course, getting some of the merch here, the pennant down there, which I still have to hang up, but there you see the Super Bowl champs, and you saw the parking sign, because I got a Phillies one back in '08 when they won, and then, of course, I had to get the Eagles one. So, like I said, this is the final video for the Philadelphia Eagles 2017-18 season of the Fan. What an amazing run this season was. All-time greatest season so far, obviously, 13-3. That run in the playoffs, and of course, winning Super Bowl 52. And by the way, Chris Devers, the Dallas fan there, who enjoyed making his video before the playoffs, saying how the Eagles are going to be one and done. And who's Nick Foles? Well, hey Chris, Nick Foles, Super Bowl MVP. That's who he is. And oh, by the way, Chris. Next, the draft later this year, in a couple months, is in Dallas, the home of your Cowboys. And the Eagles get to be up there announcing their draft picks as the defending Super Bowl champions in Dallas. Oh, isn't that going to be sweet? I'm sure Jerry's really looking forward to that. Listen, because obviously we know it's when you have a long playoff run, and obviously this one goes into February with the Super Bowl and Super Bowl champions. Boy, you can't say that enough. It's a short off season, so I'm not going to do a John Elway deal. There, I said it correctly that time. A John Elway deal, and just go away. Retire after my team won a Super Bowl title. I will certainly be back again with Season 5 of Season of the Fan. Season 5 of Season of the Fan, the Philadelphia Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. The title defense starts for the first time in the Super Bowl era. A title defense has to be done. And I will certainly be back with this series for season 5 and season 6 and seasons and going forward. No matter how the seasons end, I will continue to bring this because when I started this 4 seasons ago, I wanted to do it, like I said before, kind of show people what it is to be a Philadelphia Eagles fan. And as you've seen in these 4 seasons, you've seen a little of everything, including a Super Bowl championship. And you know what? It's always meant something to me to do it. And I will continue to do so. I think we have a very interesting season coming up. I know in the off season we're talking about the free agency. We're talking about the draft, where we get to the Eagles get to again announce themselves as the defending Super Bowl champs in the Jerry world. But it also means the Hall of Fame, and of course Brian Dawkins and Terrell Owens going to be inducted as part of the class. Awesome, well deserved. Congratulations to both of them. I'm sure many an Eagles fan will be taking the pilgrimage to Canton. I might try to be one of them. We'll see, how things kind of work out. But that's what a start to the season, right? Eagle fans get to travel to Canton to watch B-Dawk and T.O. get inducted to the Hall of Fame. I'm sure the Eagles are probably going to play part in that Hall of Fame game, I would imagine, that weekend. And then you talk about the opening night. For the first time in the history of the franchise, the Eagles get to be on opening night to start a season. And the banner gets unveiled, and the rings get to be seen that week leading up to it and all. Boy, is that going to be something fun. Don't exactly know who they'll play. We'll see when the schedule comes out, but the Eagles will start the season. They'll be the number one. They'll be the first game that Thursday night to start a season at Lincoln Financial Field as defending Super Bowl champs, and that banner gets unveiled. Oh, that's going to be something special, too. Look, it's a great lead-in to another season. It's going to be another special season, I believe, as a defending champion, and all all that comes with that, the pomp and circumstance. So that's going to be awesome. The America's game, with the Eagles, that's going to be awesome. Just so much, to still look forward to. And yes, this whole off season for months now, leading up to the next season, we get to still walk around saying we're Super Bowl champions. I want to finish this vid here and put a capper to the season, and to season 4 of Season of the Fan by thanking all of you for joining me on this journey this season. It was a tremendous ride, so many great moments in it, and so many memories that has come with it. I want to thank all my fellow Eagles vloggers, people like E-Rock and Philadelphia, and EDP, as crazy as he can be in his videos. Some of these guys and gals were the ones who really gave me the inspiration that I wanted to start doing the Eagles vlog, and I thank them for that. Because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have gotten that moment on film. The Eagles winning the Super Bowl, and I saw that right here in the man cave. And that's something that I'll always cherish, something that will always be special to me. And of course, I'll never forget that moment, and I'll never forget today at the parade. And I'm, all of you do a great job with your vlogs, and you know what? We all have that one common bond, that we love this football team, and we will always love this football team. No matter how the season ends, great or not, we're always going to love this football team, and we're always going to be back the following season riding with them yet again. So I thank all of you out there, and all of you. Desert Eagle, and all you guys. All you guys and gals out there, you all do a great job in your vlogs. There's way too many of you to name individually, but just keep it up. Keep up the great work with what you guys and gals do with your vlogs. As we continue to try to bring other people into our homes, into our lives as being a fan of this team, that's now, for the first time, can be called Super Bowl champion. And of course, I want to finish this by saying a very heartfelt thank you to the Philadelphia Eagles, to the players, the coaches, the front office, to Jeffrey Lurie, everyone who has a part of this, who has been a part of this team this season. Um, this has been the most incredible year I've seen watching this team. And I don't know if, even after the parade today, if the players or coaches or whoever, front office, if they'll ever truly, truly understand how much this meant to us. This team embraced this city. This team embraced the spirit of this city and the spirit of these fans. And that's something that you just can't say enough. They fought for this, like we always knew they could. And if any of those players ever see this video, which I don't know if they ever will, or the coaches or the ownership, or powers that be, rather, Howie Roseman and company, I just again I want to express my appreciation and my gratitude from the bottom of this Eagles fan's heart for the gift that you gave me and all of Eagles Nation this season. It's meant the world to us. And I'm so proud of what you were able to accomplish this season. Not just accomplishing it, but the way it was accomplished. It's everything we ever could have wanted and then some. And I thank you for that. And I thank you for bringing home this championship that we've waited so long for. And I do want to finish this vid. I know I've said that a few times, but I want to give a message to the other fans of football in the NFL whose team has yet to win one. Keep believing it. Keep having faith in your team. I know sometimes it's hard, and they push you to the limit and to the brink many a time, and I understand what it is before this season, before that moment last Sunday, to feel like, man, when is it finally going to happen for us? This has to be our time. This has to be our turn. And to those fans out there, I say, believe me, you'll have your time, you'll have your turn. And when you do, every feeling that you ever thought that it's going to be when it happens, oh, believe me, it is. And it's that 10 times over. As a fan, we have no control in what our team does, unfortunately, unless we're playing in Madden, and even then. But believe me, it's worth it. It's worth the wait. It's worth all those times of wondering if it's going to happen. It's one of the most amazing feelings that you could have. And I know in my heart that all of you will be able to experience this at some point. Because every fan gets it eventually. The Cubs fans did. The Red Sox Nation did. Warrior fans did. Now the Eagles fans did. And it's a tremendous feeling. And it's one that you'll never forget. So keep fighting the fight. Keep rooting for your team. Because eventually they will get it. And when that time comes, you could say that you were there for all the years that they didn't. And finally have that. I will not go away from this channel. I will continue to be here. This is the end of the season 4 of the Season of the Fan series for the Eagles, but I will still have vids. Probably do some more vids for jerseys. I'll, of course, have more PS4 vids in Gamer Worlds. So I'll definitely still be active on this channel. But, of course, a reminder, Season 5 of Season of the Fan will start in earnest around free agency, which is soon. The draft, of course, the Hall of Fame, of course, and then leading up to the season when the Eagles, again, for the first time in franchise history, get to be called defending Super Bowl champions. My goodness. What an amazing thing to say. You can't say it enough. All right, everyone. Thanks again for watching. And as always, let's go Birds! Great, great job. And by the way, shout out to the city. What a performance that was today. Uh, Welcoming our champions and sending them a celebration that we and they will never forget. What a great day that was today. And